All right, so Scottie, take me back. I guess let's just start off. Take me back to the 12th.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that day?
So the 12th was just it was a normal day. It was beautiful out. My girlfriend Kate and I were out focusing on just having fun because we're celebrating the end of this forever ski season and all the snow. So we went up to Big Cottonwood Canyon to the Storm Mountain area where you have much safer climbing, especially in these kind of times when all the walls on all the other canyons are sliding. And so we went out there to go enjoy some smiles and a fun day in the sun.
About what time did you get out there? Do you remember?
I think we got out there probably around 2 o'clock, and we'd already climbed 5 or 6 routes before the accident that happened around 7 there.
Okay, why'd you pick that particular area?
So a big thing for me is I'm a huge outdoorsman. I do a lot in the backcountry in the winter and in the summer, and I knew that was one of the safest areas we could be because we weren't dealing with the mudslide, fall aspect from the large canyon sides, because this was mid-canyon in more of a localized area. Okay,
so you get this spot. Tell me what happens. You get all geared up. And kind of walk me through what you remember.
So we're both big trad climbers, traditional climbing, so we place our own placements and bring all our gear up there. Okay. We went up to the belay pitch for Good Rose. It's a classic here in the Wasatch to finish our sunset climb for the night. My girlfriend Kate was on belay and I led the pitch. I started up, it was going great, and all of a sudden a giant rock came down from way above where I was, so not something that we pulled out, but that had come loose, and it came down and hit my leg and cut my rope. So I fell about 25 feet down, where I also broke my foot. Unfortunately, the rock also hit Kate, who's on belay. She was luckily able to pass without any pain and pass doing the things that she loved. But I was able, I'm a registered EMT as well, so I was able to crawl over and immediately try to work on vitals. I got her airway open and checked to make sure she was breathing, and she was. Unfortunately, the trauma was too much for her to be able to fight.
Oh my gosh. I am so terribly sorry that you had to go through that. Do you remember the moment that you first saw this rock coming down at you?
It was interesting. I actually slipped on the wall at the same time, slightly, and so I was kind of readjusting my body when I see a television-sized rock coming towards me, and all I can remember is it hitting my leg midair and then me falling because it cut my rope down, and then from that point the rock, I believe, bounced down even lower, and then I was just focused on keeping a safe scene and trying to get Kate help as soon as possible.
Right. Did you actually see it hit Kate?
Kind of in the peripheral.
In the peripheral. You know? And at that moment, you probably knew the gravity of the situation, huh?
I knew that this was a very hard one to get through. Yeah. I knew that time was not on our side. Realistically, I'm wildly lucky to be here as well. And if it wasn't for Kate giving me a purpose to stay focused, I probably could have circled the drain from shock as well.
When you look back on it, it seems like you did everything that you were supposed to do. Tell me, I mean, you're experienced at this stuff. Tell me a little bit more about that, you know, and you were in an area that I guess a lot of people climb in, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you were off the beaten path in some place that you weren't supposed to be.
No, we were 5 minutes from a parking lot, you know, on a classic that we actually waited in line to climb it. 3 people had climbed it just prior to us. I take a lot of my friends and family out into the canyons. I'm a huge backcountry skier and rock climber and mountain biker and canyoneer, and pretty much anything in the mountains, I do it. And I do it very safely. I'm huge on risk mitigation. I learned that in the Army. You know, you never put the cart before the horse. That we go out for smiles, not to conquer some objective. So risk is not what we're trying to break. If it's risky, we say no, because we're just out to have a good day.
Yeah.
And this freak accident was that, you know. But it just goes to show how dangerous these sports and the mountains can be. That no matter how much risk mitigation you put out there, bad things can and unfortunately will happen.
Right. Tell me about Kate. What type of person was she?
Kate was better than the rest of us. Her smile and loud laugh, the enthusiasm she brought to life. She saved so many people through her joy. And you'll see during the overwhelming outcry of support that will be at her funeral and has been here this past week, that she has touched more lives than I think any one person could. I didn't even know. She was the kindest, most beautiful human being who could never see the bad in someone, but always saw the good and their potential. And she taught me more than anything in life.
I can't imagine what you're feeling thinking about her, but I can almost see a smile coming through as you're talking about her in this very impossible moment, thinking back on her. But there's still, she brought that much happiness to you, it seems like.
Jim, it's because she's still here. I have her right there. She's not done saving people. She has a lot more to do down here, and she's going to do that, and hopefully we can get the message out that it is unsafe right now in these canyons, and hopefully others can be saved by seeing what can happen and help better prepare themselves for risk mitigation out there so that they can continue to enjoy the mountains and be, most importantly, safe in the mountains.
Is the message this winter is going to bring things that we've maybe never even seen before in well-traveled areas of climbing and hiking?
I think that's a given, Jim. I think obviously we're seeing a huge hydrological cycle going down. You know, there's so much stuff moving from avalanches to mudslides to glide cracks opening up. I think what we need to take in mind is as the entire climate is changing, you know, this is new for Salt Lake. We're not used to getting 5 feet of snow and then 85-degree temperatures the next day. And it's these extreme events that we really have to take to heart to see how it's impacting, you know, the mountains and how it's impacting the safety of the mountains, most importantly.
Yeah, so what is sort of next for you? I mean, obviously recovery, focus on the recovery. And then what's next for Scottie?
Like I said, Kate still has a lot to do down here. Okay. And I'm already in talks with close family and friends and other people in the different communities that I belong to, be it the ski community or the climbing community. And we're going to be building a foundation in Kate's name to help others find peace in the mountains, where they can go and conquer their mental health problems and injuries and find their best selves out in the mountains. And so that's what's next, is I'm going to help Kate save a lot more people out here.
Yeah. Is that one of the reasons you got outside and outdoors so much? Was it therapeutic for you?
Yeah,
you and Kate?
I was in the military for a long time.
Yeah.
Between the military and contracting, I had 7 combat deployments, and so I actually moved out here for the mountains. They helped me deal with terrible PTSD I had. I suffered multiple TBIs over there, as well as Kate suffered a TBI in a car crash, and so we bonded over that and the effect that had on us and our lives. And so coming out here, the mountains have always been my vice. That's where it's been my sanctuary, and I'm trying hard not to be angry with them right now, because they were Kate's sanctuary too. Mm-hmm. And so we got to find a way to make it a sanctuary for everyone, but safely.
So given this experience, you'll still get out there once you heal, and you will climb again, and you will hike again, and you will ski again, huh? I
will be out as soon as possible. I'm pushing the envelope on my therapy already because it's what's keeping my head off of things. And I know that I'm going to be out there quickly because that's what Kate would want.
Tell me again what you would tell someone that's going to watch this or see this and say, you know what, I'm going to go to an area that's well traveled right now. What do you say to them?
Yeah, I think even a wall or a climb or a hike that you've done 10,000 times can change any day, any hour. And so you have to constantly be vigilant on understanding your surroundings and understanding that nature, although beautiful and great for us, is also wildly dangerous, and we have to give nature the respect that she deserves so that we can keep finding ourselves out there.
Yeah.
Did she save your life?
Yeah.
She's still saving your life?
Yeah.
Is that going to be kind of her legacy, you think?
Her legacy is going to be saving a lot more than just my life. I know that.
What do you think she would say to that responsibility? That's a big responsibility, man.
Knowing Kate, she loved me for that kind of motivation, and I know she'd give me a big hug and a big loud laugh that she always did and say, let's do it.
And you're carrying that on for her?
I always will.
I'm going to ask a selfish question. I'm a mountain biker, skier, all that stuff. I think we all live with that demon in the back of our head that says, what if it was me? I've done a bunch of these stories. Yeah. What do you say to that community out there who lives with that demon in the back of their head of what if it's me next time, and how am I gonna be myself again and push through? How are you gonna be yourself and push through?
You know, I hear that on a personal level. I've seen these stories. I have friends who've passed in avalanches. Like, I've lost friends in this community. Nothing on this personal of a level, of course, but I think we're always worried we could be the next one. But there's beauty in that you're willing to live enough to get close to what could be the end. And I know that Kate passed in the greatest way, in the way she always would want to, which was doing the thing she loved with the man she loved and smiling the entire time. And so you can't be scared, because things will always happen. We took every risk, precaution, known to man, and something bad still happened. And you have to be okay with that. It doesn't make it easy. It doesn't make it nice or happy. But that's part of the sacrifice we make as people, as individuals, as a community, so that we can save ourselves in so many other ways by being out there.
Wow, man. Anything else you want to add, Scottie?
That's all.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing those thoughts.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.